Hello all, welcome back. In yesterday's class, we discussed about various data types available in Java. So, i- in this session, in this video, we will discuss the arrays concept in Java. So let me share my screen first. So if you see arrays is not a separate data type; it's a object actually. So arrays concept is to store uh, you know you know now group of values of a single type. So for and its size is fixed. Suppose if there is a requirement, we want to store the number of values of a particular data type, and that number of values is fixed. So then we will use arrays. So it's like a container. So it's a container object. So it's a container object, and it used to store number of fixed number of values of a particular data type, whether it can be integer or any other primitive data types we have discussed so far. So for example, if I want to store five integers, then I can create an integer array with size 5, and I can assign the values actually. So similarly, for if I want to store some 10 string values, 10 names, like, then I can create a string array. Similarly, I want to store some n number of double values, I can create a double array, so I can use that. So we will see how to create an array, and how to use it. We'll see in this example. By an example, we'll see. So I've created a class arrays demo. In that I have a main method. So first of all, arrays, uh, if I have, suppose I have a requirement of creating an integer array which stores five values, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to create an integer array for this. So since these are integers, so how to create them? I have to first mention the data type. So this is the integer data type because we are storing integer values. And to describe it is to tell compiler that it is an array, I have to use this square brackets. Yeah, this square brackets tells the compiler that the data type is an array. Indeed, it's an array. And when I mention particular data type before the square bracket, it tells the compiler that it is an integer array. So then I have to give a variable name. So suppose, for example, number array. So I gave it. So then, so if I do this, it is saying that it is an integer array, and this number array is a variable which is of type integer array. It can hold uh, no integers, group of integer numbers. So this is only describing the array. This is only describing the array. So, but thing is that we need to allocate actual memory for this array, right? So right now, what this statement tells is there is an array which stores the integer values, and here we did not mention any size. So it does not know how many numbers it needs to store. So actual size we will provide when creating the array. It is only describing the array. So creating the array, and that time we'll give the size. Once you create the array, this size will be fixed. I mean, later you cannot change the size. So that now I'm creating the array, like creating the array. I'm giving a comment like this, creating the array. So how we can do that is, so how we do is, like here I described, right? So I can do the like this, array that variable equals to, we create the array using the new keyword, new new integer, and there we need to mention the size. How many values we need to store? 5, right? So I am giving the size 5. If it is size is 10, then we can give 10. So means like if I want to store 10 values, I have to give the size as the 10. So like how many numbers you need to store like this is the way we can create the array. So what happens when you do this, this is the time where the array is created with the size of 5, and there in the memory, like in the memory will be allocated to this array, which is enough for storing 5 numbers. So this is the place where the actual memory allocation happens and creation of the array happens. Now we can store values. So we can add our values into this array. So how to add that? So here we have two concepts. One is index, element. So index of an array, element of an array. So element of an array is the actual values we are storing. So I'm going to store 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each of these values are elements. 1 is an element, 2 is an element, 3 is another element. What is the index? So we are storing 5 elements, right? So each of the element will be associated with an index. Like it starts from 0, ends with the maximum size allowed -1. So why index is needed? If we want to get the or access the elements, we need to access using the index. So that's why we use the index. So index starts with 0, right? Index starts with 0, and ends with, and goes till max size of the array, -1. So size of the array, what is that? We are giving 5, right? 5 minus 4. 5 minus 1 means what? 4. So our index for this array, index starts from 0 to 4. Right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Means how many values covered? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 5 values. So each of the 5 elements will be accessed with the corresponding index. So first value of the array will be having the index 0, and second value of the array will be having the index 1, and fifth value similarly will be having the index 4. That is, if you simply say in mathematical terms, index value ranges from 0 to n minus 1 if there are n number of values in the array, right? So this is the concept. So now we created, and one more thing, we don't need to see, describing the array and creating the array can be written in a single statement. How we can write? So instead of writing this like in a single statement, we can, we don't need this statement actually, but for your understanding I explain like this. So we can write here itself new file. So this is about creating the array. So describing and creating the array, you know. So now we need to add these values, right? Like now we have what we have done so far is we have created an array called number array, which stores 5 numbers, and the enough memory is created. Now we need to actually save these values, right? Add these values, right? So how we do it? Like we have to do like this: number array. So I want to store this one at the first index, right? First position. Index is nothing but position of the array. So I have to give like this, and I have to add the first element. What is it? 1. Assignment, like we are assigning. Similarly, all the 5 elements we need to add. I'm copying this statement 5 times so that we can do it fast. So 1. So now my array consists of the 5 values: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I want to check like whether it actually got successful. So I want to print these values to the console. So how would I do that? I can similarly I can print like system dot out dot println. So I'll print this like this. So I'm printing the first at the 0 position and 1 position, then second position of the array 3, 4. So if I execute it, it should print all the values of my array, right? So see, it printed, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It got printed in a separate line. So what we are doing, first we created an array, we added some values to it, then we are printing them, right? So generally the way we print the array is we don't need to write all 5 statements at a time. So we may use the looping concepts of the Java to print them. For example, simply I can use for loop to print them. So if you see here, this is the index, index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the index. When you say array of index, that is the element. See, number array, and I represent index with I. If see, this is the index. Array of index is the actual element, right? So that we need to remember. So I want to print the same array with the help of for loop. So how would I do? I need just single statement. How would I do is for I equals to index equals to 0. Some any you can give I less than number array dot length. No, length. It got June. Okay. So length. So this is how we print. Like now we just wrote a loop and we are iterating over our array. So we are starting with the first zero index zero. Then this array dot number array dot length means it will give the size of the array. So as long as the index is less than the size of the array, and we are printing our array. So and we are increment after printing one statement, we are incrementing the index by one. Then we are iterating over the next entire loop going one by one element. So if I print it, it will give the same result. See, it printed all the elements of the array. So this is the looping concept. So looping concept is uh, advancement. Like it will be helpful when we have to traverse the group of elements. So we're going to learn about looping concept and conditional looping and all like in next sessions. For now, like we can loop like this, and there will be an advanced for loop also. Instead of writing all this stuff, you can simply say for like. So this is an advanced for loop. It will also do the same function as the above, and if I click on it, it should print the all values. If you see, so it's printing all the values. So this is advanced for loop. So yeah, we can do this way. So this is all about array. So if similarly, this is the integer array. If I want to store the like some characters, char values, then I can create a char array like this. Char array and char array, we can give any name equals to new char, and we need to mention the size, some 10 characters we want. So see again, we can assign the values same way, we can print same way, we can have string also. So string arrays also. So all the primitive types including string can be arrays for them can be created by this way. So this is all about arrays concept. So and arrays also like we can suppose there are methods like array copy, like we can copy from one array to another array. We have some in system we have arrays copy or something method will be there. Yeah, array copy. So this way we can give the source array, and we can give the starting index of the source array, and we can give the destination array, and destination array starting index and number of elements to be copied. So we can copy one array to another array using this. So source array, suppose source array is this, suppose, you know. So before discussing this concept, I'll tell one more thing. So we are assigning like this, right? Values, element values to the array like this, right? Instead of this, we can, in a single statement, we can directly assign values here itself. There we do not need to mention the values, I mean size of the array, or new also we don't need to mention. Just give like this, opening braces, and give the closing braces, and in that you need to mention your elements one by one followed by the comma. Suppose 1 2 3 4 5. So there we'll look at these values and will and there are values, so it will create the an array with the size of 5, and in that array it will populate like this. So it will be direct like this. So if I print now, so it will also print the same thing. If I run this, see, array is created. So you don't need to assign individually also. So at the time of defining the array itself, you can create and initialize with a simple statement. So not only with this, for all other data types also you can do this. One thing is that for character array you need to give the single quotes while giving the values. For string arrays you need to give the double quotes. So this is how you create the arrays in the single line. So there are also some useful methods, like I'll tell them which utility methods which you can use to copy. uh, I'll show you. One more thing, multi-dimensional arrays. This is a single dimension array, right? So this is a single dimensional array, right? We also have concept of multi-dimensional arrays. So what multi-dimensional arrays are is, like we have studied about matrix concepts, right? So so to represent them, like, so we use multi-dimensional arrays concept. So right now this is an array of elements, right? Array of arrays is the multi-dimensional arrays. So that means in each element of the array itself an array. So that is multi-dimensional array. So we right now we'll see bidimensional array, how it would be. Array. So how it would be? So see, in bidimensional array, like in multi-dimensional array, each element is itself is an array. So bi means I need to mention two arrays. So bidimensional array. And one more thing, the naming conventions of the arrays also is same as the naming conventions of variables. So we need to follow all the such conventions. So here I can assign bidimensional array like this. So in that, so here each element is the array of arrays, right? So each element is itself is an array. So I have to give some. First one is 3, second one is 4, 5, 6, third one is 7, 8, 9. So what you observe? So for better readability, I'll write like this. So what do you observe here? So in bidimensional array, each in for the other to say generally, like multidimensional array. So in that each element itself is an array, right? So This is how we represent. So this is a first element itself is an array. Second element is also itself an array which holds the values 4, 5, 6, and third one is also another array. So like this is a bidimensional array. So how I have to print same for loop I am using here, but here one change. Thing is that first we need to start with the outer array, then inner array. So since it's a integer array, we start with the int I equals to 0, and I less than bidimensional array dot length, comma, I plus plus. So we traverse the outer one, then so inner one or inner. So we are traversing this outer array as a whole. We are traversing. Then we need to traverse a specific element. So how we do? We need to give another index like int j equals to 0, j less than. So individual element. Individual element, how you access in arrays as we discussed earlier by index, right? Of I dot length. This is how, right? It is an individual element, right? This is how we access. And here j plus plus. So what we do? See, we are printing all the elements present in the bidimensional array like this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you want to print in the same line, you can give like this with a proper reading. I am giving like this. Space I am giving. Space. See 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is also bidimensional. This is a bidimensional. If I give more numbers to individual array also, it is possible. Some 10, 20, something like that. So size can be different, right? So all of them will be printed. So it can be different sizes. It can be simple. Two elements also in this. In this only one element is there. It can also be more, but here more elements are there. So this is can also be possible, right? It's a multi-dimensional. So size can be anything, right? So this is how you print. So this is the multi-dimensional array concept. So we have some utility methods. Like suppose we have one array. We want to copy that array to other array. So how would you do this? So we have some like we in system object this system object, we have array copy method. So if you see, um, see this method. So here we need to give the source array. We need to give the where from which value we need to give, like source array index. Like suppose I want to copy from the number 2, I can give that position 2, means like from 2 it will be copied into the next array. So then destination array. So to which array you want to copy. So we need to create the destination array and do that, and then how and also in destination array starting position, from which position you need to, like from second position or third position you want to copy values, you will give that. Then here last one is the length. Last parameter is the length. Length means number of values, how many number of values you need to give, you will also specify. Then what will happen, simply it will copy the source array into the destination with your specifications, right? This is one thing we have. And one more thing, we have one utility method called arrays. It is in java.util package. So it provides many utility methods, like for searching a particular element at a particular position, and also sorting it. And also sorting means like arranging the values in alphabetically. And we have a method called parallel sort. Parallel sort means asynchronously starting, like it will be faster to the sequential starting. Parallel, yeah, sort. So we have this. So there are many utility methods provided by Java, so which can be used. Like we have also have stream, arrays dot stream. Stream concept is introduced in Java 8 version. We give array by dimensional array something, our array here. Okay, and we map, like we have other functions like map and key. A plus. So same activity I can do this with this bidimensional array also. So like if I comment out, so if I do this, so it's giving some issue. Okay, I'll print this number array in bidimensional array. Let's see what is this error saying. It's string or what? Okay, we are adding this string, right? So we don't need this actually. So we're adding some value 1. We are incrementing by 1. Compilation problem, what is this? Is there anything? Delete this. Okay, we have extra brace here. Hope it will fix the issue. let's go control save and whatever it is showing yeah, see, so it's printed. So each value we incremented by one. Like if you want, we can append some space. But since it's an integer array, we could not append the string space string. So to have better readability and clarity, we can use the print ln method. So it will print in next line each value. See, each value incremented by one and print. So it is what it is doing is, so we have a method called stream in arrays utility class, which takes arrays as one array as the input and provides the stream for it. And on stream we can do some operation. Here in this case, I'm doing one operation where I'm incrementing each value by one, and then I'm printing all the values. So here 1 2 3 4 5 is there, right? So I'm incrementing each value by 1. So 1 plus 1 2, 2 plus 1 3, 3 plus 1 4, so like that, and I'm printing. So arrays provides this arrays class. It has so many utility methods which can be used to perform operations on the concept of arrays. So that's it. That will be very helpful during our application development. So that's it. So in this class, to summarize what we discussed so far, we discussed about creating arrays. Arrays is, container object to store fixed values of a particular data type. So arrays itself is not a data type. It holds the fixed number of values of a particular data type, and those data types can be the 8 data types, primitive data types, which we discussed, like integer, byte, short, double, so on. So, and we discussed how to create the array, and how to create the array using new character, how to create the new keyword, and how to create the array in a single statement by assigning values directly. And also we discussed about the bidimensional arrays, multidimensional arrays, and how to print them. And also we discussed the various operations that can be performed on arrays using the utility methods provided by the system class and arrays class. So that's it we discussed, and we'll see, then we will come up with the next concept in the next class. And till then, we'll stop here. Thanks guys.